Hey, and welcome once again to Ancient Ways for Modern Days. My name is Mike Freeman, and I am excited to have you here today as we are going to look at a portion of First Thessalonians chapter 3. And today what we're going to look at is actually, it's really a prayer. Now, I want to start by asking you how you typically pray for other people. You know, as a pastor, I'm very accustomed to getting prayer requests for people, and prayer requests for people in their health tends to be really the top of the list. We receive prayer requests at our church every week, and sometimes these are requests for people and their health issues. Sometimes they're spiritual prayer requests, but by and large, most of us we are trained to pray, maybe primarily for physical ailments. The joke is, pray for my great aunt Gertrude, who is suffering with gout. Right now, if you have a great aunt Gertrude and she is suffering with gout, I hope you pray for her, and I'll pray for her too if you ask me to. But that's often the way we think about prayer. But today, in this text, I want us to see the priorities the Apostle Paul has as he is praying, and he's writing his prayer as he's writing this letter. Let me show you the text today and try to notice what he's actually asking the Lord for. Here's what he says. He says, "Now may our God and Father himself and our Lord Jesus direct our way to you. And may the Lord make you increase and abound in love for one another and for all, as we do for you, so that he may establish your hearts blameless in holiness before our God and Father at the coming of our Lord Jesus with all the saints." Now, I'll be brief here today because I actually want to let this video launch you into prayer. I'd love to see you praying today for more time than you actually are watching this video. But that said, do you notice what he prays here? He says, first of all, that our God and Father himself and our Lord Jesus may direct our way to you. Here, what Paul's praying is he's praying for an earthly desire. He's praying that he would be able to go and visit with those in Thessalonica, right? The Thessalonians. He wants to spend time with them. He's praying that God would direct them. Now, there's a sense here that he's asking for aid in ministry. He's asking for God to direct their ministry. Now, Paul's praying this, recognizing that God might not make this happen. It's okay to pray for things that you think are right and good, recognizing it might not happen that way. He's, in a sense, Paul has an open hand in this prayer. But then his prayer is that may the Lord make you increase and abound in love, one another for all. He says, I'm praying that you'll love each other more. And not only that you will increase in your love for each other, you'll increase in your love for others. His prayer is, yes, maybe praying for great Aunt Gertrude and her gout, but more, his prayer is that other believers would love each other more, and that love would overflow out of the church, and it would be a love for all. That they would love their community even. And he says, as we do for you. Paul's saying, you know what? I want your love to increase as our love is increasing for you. And then, as this love increases, he says, so that he may establish your hearts blameless in holiness. Now, this isn't love the way the world defines it. This is love the way God defines it. This is a love that is blameless. It's without sin. It's holy. It's without spot, without blemish. It's not sinful desires. It's not sinful love, which we would actually classify as lust. Rather, it is God's kind of love. That there would be hearts that would be established blameless in holiness before our God and Father at the coming of our Lord Jesus with all his saints. This is how Paul prays for those in Thessalonica. This is how we should pray for each other. This is how you should pray for yourself. And so the ancient way for our modern day, it's a very simple call to, yes, pray for the earthly needs, pray for jobs, and pray for health issues and all that. Listen, you can pray about everything. We should pray about everything. I am not mocking that at all. But what I'm actually trying to elevate is our prayer that we would be a loving people, that we would increase and abound in love. So here's your task. As this video comes to a conclusion, if you're with your family, maybe each of you take a moment and just pray. God, help us to love each other more. Help us to love our church members more. Maybe you've got someone difficult in your life that you find hard to love. Maybe you have some conflict within the church. Maybe you should pray for those you have conflict with, and your prayer should be not, Lord, help them love me more, although you could pray that, but Lord, help me love them more. Will you take some time and will you pray the way Paul prays here? Will you pray that the Lord would make you increase and abound in love for everyone, and that maybe even you could pray for names of people in your family and your church, that they would increase and abound in love as well. This is our ancient way for our modern day.